Hello, fellow foreigners. It's Emily. It's Peter. We're not here discovering China. We're living in it. So when you're tired of being a tourist, or when you are done thinking that your personal political beliefs mean anything to anybody, you're going to find us up the trail. Come on up. We've got hot dogs, and we've got yak meat, and see you tomorrow mushrooms and coleslaw, and we're just waiting for you. And we've left a little trail. It's the subscribe button right down there. Just follow that, follow the likes right up to our path. We're waiting for you. Don't get left behind. This is the new world order. And our order is hit the like button. So, Emily, what do you got for us today?
So, we've made a bunch of new friends, which is, that's cool.
That's not normal for us.
Yeah. And it's made me realize my wardrobe is like 2 t-shirts and a pair of pants that don't fit right. Now that I have to see people who I would see more than once,
yeah,
and care what I look like. The past 8 years have been leading towards pajamas at home, and for school I just wear
sometimes pajamas outside.
Yeah, sometimes pajamas outside. School I wear school t-shirt and sweatpants, and now I actually care what I look like. The babies don't care.
Yeah.
But it's not
some babies might care. We've got some pretty fashionable babies.
I actually do know some pretty judgmental babies, and because I was going to say it's not that our friends would judge us, but I have a reason to get dressed.
What's the most judgy baby that you got? Is it Jeff?
Abby. Abby is definitely the most judgy.
Got an eye on you, yeah. Abby.
She lives in our apartment complex too, and so I see her around here sometimes, and she's always like, "What are you doing here?"
What kind of hat is that?
Yeah.
That's how good her English is.
Yeah. What kind of hat is that? My name is Abby. The other big news is that mozzarella cheese is back at the grocery store.
2 packs deep we are.
Yeah. And I bought 2 packs instead of 1 pack because, if there's cheese, buy 2 packs. But I was tempted to buy, there were only 4 packs left by the time we got there. So the last time the store had cheese, I looked it up, was mid-February, because we made pizza then.
And we went halfway through with our beans and rice last night, so.
Yeah. Oh, but it was so good.
With your homemade yogurts?
Yeah, and homemade salsa, and homemade bought cheese.
It's like the home decorating network or something in here, man.
Yeah, it's luxurious, really.
God, thank God for the COVIDs.
Yeah, but
we're not even under any kind of COVID quarantines.
Yeah, no, it's not rare because of any kind of supply chain issue or quarantine issue. It just is that's one of those products our grocery store gets in when they feel like it. Yeah. There's a couple, tomato sauce too. They'll have it regularly for a while, and then it just won't come in for another couple months.
We've got that can of stewed tomatoes hoarded down underneath.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. There's a pizza in our future, though.
Future pizza!
And I also have an open letter to Anonymous. Please don't start a war with anyone, but especially China. It will not make you seem like a more legitimate president, and it will really mess up my summer plans. Thank you, Emily. Hello, Uncle Foreigner. So that goes out to Anonymous. Mm-hmm. But you ready to play a game?
Yes.
What?
What?
This is our game based on some Chinese lessons I've taken over the years. These are actual sentences from actual Chinese lessons that I've learned, and we try to figure out when on earth you would actually need to say these to someone. Mm-hmm. So you ready for number 1?
Number one is
我想可能是北京烤鸭吃太多了, which is, I think I had too much Beijing duck.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you threw me with the little hanging on the duck there. That would be really interesting if I think I've had too much Beijing.
Yeah. Well, that's world weary traveler.
I mean,
I just had too much Beijing.
I feel we've never really been to Beijing other than the airport, but I feel like I've heard more than enough people. Yeah, I've had too much.
What do they have
I've grown bored.
17 ring roads or something.
I mean, some of the big cities, coming from New York City, it's hard to really get too uppity about it, but like there's definitely like in Chengdu, we're over the weekend there, and like you start walking down a block and you're like, well, we'll just walk to the next block.
Yeah.
And by the end, I've had too much Chengdu.
Yeah.
And I love Chengdu.
And like sometimes it feels like Chengdu takes the space of like New York to Maine. The same like physical area,
Or Chongqing, vertical. I've had too many stairs.
Yeah.
I've had too much Chongqing.
Chongqing is like 17 San Franciscos stacked on one another. I've never been to San Francisco.
And then put together with like sticks and wires and...
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I love that city.
It's delicious. But yes, no, I've had too much Beijing duck to eat.
Which is tough because there's not a lot of meat on a duck. So you're at a serious banquet with this.
Yeah. But I mean, we've had Luzhou version of Beijing duck, just the duck and the plum sauce and the wrapper.
Oh yeah.
But if you go to Beijing, as I've seen on many travel shows, they make like a whole production out of it using the entire duck. Like they make a pate out of the liver, and like it just is like duck after duck after duck after duck. So I do think you would reach a point when you've had too much Beijing duck.
Yeah. Much like once you become as fat as that duck's pate liver.
Yeah. Then they make a pate out of your liver.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems obviously like a banquet.
Yeah.
Banquet kind of complaint.
I mean, would you, going into that situation, you could prepare for that and decide, well, I'm not going to eat like all the hams and the other choices and all the greens.
I do think you can be strategic about like your choices. Don't fill up on the greens and the cheap meats.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of say that about a lot. I guess that's why a lot of this, especially here in Sichuan, I don't know about everywhere, but you get your meals served with your meats all first, and you fill that up, and then you start adding in your greens and your salads and everything. Mm-hmm. And then if you're still got a hole in your leg, you go for the rice.
Yeah.
But you want to get those meats out of the way.
Yeah.
So if you're strategic enough about it and you fill up full of duck, well, then you might have to go home. Or you're drinking too much baijiu and you could just like yak it all out on the side.
Yeah, the next sentence would be, I think I need to drink too much baijiu. But because that's the thing, it's not, I'm full. It's, I've had too much Beijing duck.
Uh-huh.
And so this is like, this
like
is a life you're living.
That you've got like diabetes now.
Yeah. And it's, the fatty duck. So what do you say next? You say, so I'm gonna go lay down, or so give me some rice.
Well, that's kind of the
give
nice
me
thing.
An antacid.
Especially at the banquets, there's a lot of walking around. You can kind of do a lap or two around the table, give a couple cigarettes out.
Yeah.
Make sure that everyone's, you can get a little exercise.
Yeah.
And then work back into the ham.
Because really what you want to have too much of is the ham, in my personal opinion. I mean,
the smoked ham, the pineapple ham.
Beijing duck is like one of the classic dishes, but
I mean, really,
it's all right.
What I like most about, because I don't like fatty meats and I don't like fat birds.
You're prejudiced.
I'm prejudiced against fat birds, and I'm letting everyone know that it's the smoky hams that I'm going to go for. But the duck wrap, it's the fiesta roll that is the Beijing duck. I like the sauce.
Anything where you're wrapping stuff at a table, that's like, dinner's taking a turn for fun.
You got stuff you can dip it in, put a little bit of salads in there.
Yeah.
For me, it's like trying to find that one piece of duck that isn't too fatty.
Yeah.
That I'm not really into that. I know that's where all the flavor is. Don't tell me how to eat meat. But I used to be a vegetarian, so like it's amazing I eat a duck at all.
Yeah.
Those nasty
well,
little
I
birds.
guess so. You could be saying it like, I think I had too much Beijing duck. Or you could be saying like, I think I've had too much duck. What's left is all those fatty pieces.
Yeah,
What's left is the head.
Yeah, no more for me. I only eat the sweet.
Bring me the glutinous rice dippers.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Get the hell out of here
The
now.
next one is simple. 他的脸怎么了? Which means what happened to his face.
Oh, jeez.
Which is like
Speaking of judgmental.
Alarming or judgmental. And it is like, I don't think you ever say this sentence at full voice. Unless you're like a 4-year-old. Dad, what happened to his face? Shh, honey, don't stare.
Right. That's definitely, I mean, Chinese are pretty bold. I feel like it wouldn't be too far off in certain situations, certain neighborhoods out in the countryside.
Yeah. But what did happen to his face? Some kind of tractor accident?
Or it could be like, I mean, you could see somebody, like out in the countryside, people just don't see anyone with like a nose as big as mine. So like, what happened to his face is like, might be bad or good. I mean,
The nose fairy blessed you with.
Yeah. What's up with Birdman? What happened to his face? Hatchet head over here.
Yeah, I guess. Because I mean, like, what happened to his face is like, he got in a fight, right? That's what happened to his face.
Right.
Really,
Cauliflowered
like
ear,
industrial
busted up eye.
accidents happen to the rest of your body. If it's if a factory accident happened to your face, it probably happened to your shoulders and hands and neck too.
Yeah. I guess a face is like just like saving face. Like this is your whatever your money.
Oh, I
money
wonder
maker.
if that's it could be a metaphorical. What happened to his face?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if you could use it that way.
He got drunk and then like burned his house down and beat his wife. I mean, what
He
did
made
happen?
a business deal when he was drunk and then went back on it when he was sober. Oh,
Yeah.
what happened to his
Yeah,
face?
he's just bad at making deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lost his nerve.
He's lost
'𝗵𝚱
face. And then we hated him so much that we punched him in the face.
Yeah.
Like, because that is what you tend to. What happened to your face is like when you get in a fight, like you can hide at the other. Like, I mean, that's why people beat their family members or something like that, like under their clothes.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to see it, but just don't touch the face.
Yeah. Now I'm distracted.
Gone down an even darker path than we usually go down.
Yeah. So what happened to his face? Oh, don't talk about it.
I mean, it could be anything, though. I mean, it could be like somebody came by and stuck a holly cake on his face. What happened to his face? Oh, I got pie.
Yeah. Or some kind of cosmetic mishap. Or
Well, what I'm saying, it doesn't have to be a mishap. It could be something really exciting and
oh,
new.
what happened to his face? His eyes look so great.
Right? Yeah, it's no more jaundice or like,
all that acne went away.
bright-eyed.
I guess you could.
Bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not how humanity usually goes. It's usually
Well,
what happened to this
Because you
dirtbag?
wouldn't say what happened to his face if it was like, hey, you're looking good.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't say it behind his back. You'd be like, your skin looks so clear
That'd be
these
good.
days.
What happened to his face?
I miss that acne.
God, he's so much more beautiful now. Don't tell him. He's already enough
Look
of an
away,
ass.
he's too beautiful. What happened to his face? I'm struck.
Gotta wear shades.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so that's solved. What else we got on the docket?
Next one. 红茶，外国人比较喜欢喝红茶。红茶。
All right, so I heard Wygro and I know it's about me.
Yeah, it is black tea. Foreigners quite like drinking black tea. And quite like could also be prefer to drink black tea. But my first quibble with this is that true? I mean, I think I prefer drinking black tea.
I do think most want a cream and a sugar.
I mean, if you're talking green tea versus black tea, I think most foreigners do choose black tea. Although like green tea as a health craze was big.
Yeah, but that's got that grassy flavor that especially a lot of us Westerners are just like, I'll eat my lawn if I wanted to spend like $200 on a glass of tea. So,
But are we just talking the world of caffeinated beverages in general? Because I feel like that answer, and it depends what Westerner you're talking about. Foreigner.
what kind of foreigner? What kind of Wygro? And I mean,
Yeah,
'cause-
are we talking about someone from England? Are we talking about someone from America?
Right. And
Are
it
we
can't
talking
just
about
be
someone from Brazil?
we
Is
definitely have to
mate
stick,
on the table?
Yeah, we definitely have to stick with this. This is tea. They said tea.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you open up coffee and there's a whole nother world as to whether you're like,
Yeah.
I never have anything with any latte.
But that kind of brings me to my second point is the idea that you get to go around saying what foreigners as a whole prefer instead of just addressing your own personal preferences.
Yeah, I mean, this is a problem the world around of just like grabbing up a whole bunch of people and saying this is what they do. It's
Yeah.
stereotypical flip-flop that doesn't really need to happen in today's world. How old is this?
I mean, I would say there have been situations of cultural difference where we've reached an impasse of like, I'm expressing a personal preference and they're like, but why, but why, but why, but why? Where the answer, foreigners like it that way, cuts it off.
Yeah.
And from the other side, if I'm unsatisfied with something happening, an explanation about why Chinese people are behaving a certain way, the answer we get to is, well, Chinese people, that's just Chinese.
Yeah.
This is just China.
I mean, I guess that this is what the problem
Because
is.
people have said that to me in like patently untrue situations where the real answer is, I don't know. Please leave me alone.
Yeah, this is the problem with, like, I mean, when we're talking about like different PC-isms that, like, do we need to talk this way? Sometimes it's just easy. I don't even want to talk about this. It's just easier if I just say, like, why is it this way? I don't know. Just shut up.
Yeah.
I don't need this right now. Like.
But to me, this question reeks of like too much information. Like who's asked you a question that you're answering with black tea that needs to know anything beyond that? Like, if they're taking your drink order, don't be a know-it-all. Like, I'll have black tea because foreigners prefer black tea. Like.
Could you imagine if somebody like just did that at a restaurant of like, I'll get you the black tea. I see that you're foreign.
Yeah. Because I think I've also been on the receiving end of another foreigner explains a personal preference with foreigners just like that. And so they then do something for me that they're like, we heard foreigners like that. Like,
well, this is the problem.
What the heck? What?
This is the problem all around of like, nice restaurant. I like this seat. The lady will have something that's fluffy and salad-like because obviously woman.
Yeah. Like, women prefer salads.
Yeah. Give her the strawberry cake because I don't need to speak for you. It'd be much easier. But then, I mean, some people it's just a pain in the ass to be like, or they think it's chivalrous or whatever. And then next thing you know, we're all racist and misogynist.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm like, if we're being conscientious, nice hosts, that's a good thing. And if you're trying to understand someone from a different culture, that's great. But the idea of like generalizing one person's behavior to a whole group's behavior is really annoying.
Sometimes you go the opposite way and people will be like, oh, you're whatever you are, you're from this country, you're a different kind of person than me. I know you like it this way, your people like it this way, and you end up offering something. They're like, I came over to your house because I wanted to try spaghetti. Why?
Yeah, there have been like, people take us out to dinner and they take us to the 3D coffee bar for like American style steak. And we're like, we really would have
when this gray hockey puck shows up that's this thick, you're just like, wow.
And like, not only that it's not good American food or Western food, but like these foreigners would have preferred you show us some dishes that you know about. Although then I have gotten down that specifically with food is like, I want to see what you eat. Well,
here's a testicle.
I think you wouldn't like it. Oh, you're right.
Sometimes it's right.
I don't want to eat brains.
But yeah, there is a lot of times like, oh, thanks for getting us French fries. I mean, I could eat French fries any time. Like, why are you holding out on the hot pot, man?
Yeah, well, especially in the beginning when we were like, well, we know where to find French fries. We don't know where to find anything else.
Right. Yeah, thanks for taking us to McDonald's. There's 2 in town.
Yeah. But, I mean, so it is true for me. I do prefer black tea. If I'm going to have a hot beverage, it's going to be black tea.
Yeah, it depends on the tea, I think. I mean, it should be. If you're a tea connoisseur, if you're there for tea, then there's
I would not turn down a green tea tasting.
Right.
I would not turn down a traditional Chinese tea ceremony.
I think for an average tea, if you just want something relaxing in the middle of the day, a little cream or something in there.
Yeah, a little Earl Grey, hot.
Right. And engage. But like if I'm if somebody's gonna like pour a pu'er tea, then I'm like, don't put cream in that, you dummy.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh, I see how you're saying black tea as opposed to tea with milk.
Right. I mean, like, we're talking literally a black tea.
No, because I have the benefit of knowing. It's actually, the Chinese is Hong Cha, which means red tea. So it's referring to the leaves color, the tea leaves color, not whether there's milk in it or not.
Oh.
Because that's a whole different, because I actually do prefer
Christ.
tea
Look,
with
I'm sorry
milk.
for wasting all of your time.
So I guess that's the ambiguity of why we have to go around stating blanket preferences to everyone.
Yeah.
The world is just too crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't take in anyone at face value.
Right. No, black tea versus black coffee.
First, like, what
Yeah.
if it's iced tea? I mean,
Oh yeah,
creamy
that's
iced tea is just, I mean...
there's so many variables to just say. So this textbook sentence,
Bullshit.
I'm so offended, and it should have been an entirely
Cancel it. Cancel that textbook.
Chinese Made Easier book 2.
Well, then I don't have anything more to say about this because I'm not going to feed into their racist ideas.
Yeah. Okay. So number 4 is 孩子喜欢穿新衣, which means children like to wear new clothes. This is another one. Is that true?
I don't know. I mean, they like one new clothes.
I think they like to get new clothes.
I think if you get them like, here's an Ultraman shirt,
Yeah.
then they'll wear it like until like it's like their head is sticking out one
Yeah.
side.
Many children I have met and know and am related to pick a piece of clothing and wear it till it falls apart. So
Or adults.
Yeah,
I know many adults
me
like
as well.
myself.
That's why I have two t-shirts and a pair of pants that doesn't fit. But yeah, I think children maybe like getting new clothes, but this sentence is specifically about wearing new clothes, and I don't think they do.
I mean, I don't think that they really enjoy. I mean, you hit that certain age, like where it's like back to school and you want to look good and
Yeah.
whatever. But even then, like, I mean, that's debatable whether you look good. Put your pants on the right side around. Lift them up. But no, for the most part, like, I mean, because like whatever holiday it is for whatever culture that you're in, like,
Yeah.
getting a sweater is the shit. Like that, I don't want that. Like, keep your socks.
So it's not the shit, it's shit.
Hey, it's a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't.
My new sweater is the shit.
Man. No,
That's what babies say.
that's the shit. I want a toy. I don't want
Yeah.
a pair of pants.
Yeah. And also,
Kids love slacks.
I don't know if this sentence is true. And who are you saying this to? Are you like, is a sociologist interviewing you about like children
You might be
know?
saying it to kids, trying to get them to convince the kids. All kids your age really love slacks.
Okay. That's more useful than like if this is a parenting advice column. Now remember, children like new clothes, so
Yeah.
keep buying them new clothes.
Those shoelaces are looking pretty awful on you. How about some new ones?
Children need nutritious meals and they like new clothes.
Depending
If
on
you've
the
never
age.
met a child before.
I do feel that most children probably love footwear more than clothes. Unless you're a baby, because a baby's always kicking them off.
Yeah,
Little hippies that they are.
I think babies are trying to get everything off their body.
Yeah.
They're like, this is unnatural.
This is stupid. What a bad idea. You guys got it all wrong.
Why do we even live indoors? This is not how I was born.
Naturist. but I think that's one of the first things, because there's shoes are always cool. Like you've got like superheroes on them or racing stripes or lights.
If they're comfortable shoes, because I do remember as a kid like buying fancy new shoes and being like, I hate these. I want to be barefoot.
Fancy, or I mean,
Like Easter shoes or something.
I'm talking about like sneakers where you've got like
I guess
shooting off and
sneakers
puffing
are
up
fun.
the old like Michael Jordans. Like
Yeah.
that was
My
the best thing
my
you could ever
kids
get.
often show off if they have new shoes. So that should be the advice column for a person who's going to meet a child for the first time. Is that what I think that's what this is? Children love wearing new shoes.
Welcome to the Garden of Earthly Delight.
Yeah.
Here we have belts and suspenders abound.
My students, like part of preschool education is like learning to put your own shoes on. They are constantly putting them on the wrong feet, and it's hilarious.
How long do they spend quizzically looking at their feet before? Do they try to walk around?
Sometimes they can't tell. Sometimes it's been like all afternoon, and then like if like me or teacher Carly looks at, isn't that uncomfortable?
This kid needs to go to a pediatrician now.
I think they're just like children are always uncomfortable, so they don't like register the extra discomfort of putting their shoes on the wrong feet.
Yeah.
Because they do it a lot.
Well, I'm glad I've grown out of that.
Yeah, me too.
Do you have anything else?
I haven't put my shoes on the wrong feet in a long time.
Okay.
Only
because we're at 27 minutes.
Well, then let's do our last one.
Okay.
别出生这种小动物特怕人, which is don't make a noise. This type of small animal, especially is afraid of people. That's my...
Yeah, so, I mean...
Australians are zoo minders in my mind.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just thinking of Steve Irwin. Is there...
Other Australians?
Are there other Australians who took care of animals?
Probably. There's probably a couple. But, I mean, that totally jades the whole, like, I don't know how to take this. It could... Trying to think of...
Oh, yeah, I did put a big spin on that.
Yeah. Good impression, though, I would think. I mean, Australians out there can tell us if it's close
tell me
at
if
all.
you're offended or not.
Oh, what was it again? They be quiet?
Don't make a noise. This small animal especially fears people.
So are you supposed to be hunting it, or like... I mean, if it's like in a pet store or something like that, like that's kind of a shitty animal to be taken care of, like.
Right, yeah. And if this animal is afraid of people, so bring it into your home.
Yeah, like what are you doing with it?
Make it be around you all the time.
Because if it's a small animal, like why are you wandering around the woods going like, let's go find this animal? Like, leave it alone.
Yeah, that's like, so obviously don't make a sound because you're creeping up on the animal. Unless you're like, you've established a forest woodland commune and you're trying to live in harmony with all the animals around you.
In harmony. Yeah, so you're not like...
so like, you're like, oh, the small animals are coming. Everyone, shh, shh, shh. They get scared.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to contribute to anything if they get upset. Those jerks, they're being too loud. I can never get a word in Edgeworth as a small animal.
Yeah, I like this. The little chipmunks have brought you a tribute, but they won't leave it if you reveal that you're there.
Okay, well...
I think that's the definitive answer on that one.
I'm sure that's exactly what they meant when they wrote that.
And, you know, when we start our woodland commune, that'll come in very handy. Everybody, here come the woods.
Stop, children,
small
what's
animals.
that sound?
Yeah. Yeah.
Loud humans all around.
Yeah.
All right,
So, noodles to you.